All right, so this is part number 4. Part number 4 on solving. This time we're actually not just going to factor the trinomial, but we're actually going to solve it. All right, so how do I solve problems? How do I find solutions, sometimes called roots or zeros, okay? So if you feel like this guy when you're taking a look at this problem, we're going to work on that right now and see if we can alleviate some of your stress. Say, wait a minute, this is much easier than I once thought. So how do we do this, you might ask? Well. I'm glad you asked this question. Oh, there you go. How do we do it? All right, so enough of that. All right, so first of all, I'm going to do this kind of quickly. None of them have a common factor. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to identify my A, I'm going to identify my B, and my C. Now, no AC, so that's 21 in my basement. No AC in the basement. A times C and B in the bottom. Two numbers that multiply each other give you 21. They're both going to be positive. That would be 21 times 1 gives me 21. And when I add them together, the sum is 22. Okay, good. Now I'm going to take a look at my leading coefficient, which happens to be 3, and I'm going to divide by that. And this first one, it doesn't change. This first on the right can't be reduced, but this one on the left can be reduced to positive 7 over 1. So now that tells me that my answer here, I'll write it over here, is going to be 1w plus 7 times 3w plus 1. And all that equals 0. All right, so I want to know when will w plus 7 equal 0, or when will 3w plus 1 equal 0. And you can review how to solve equations, one-step equations. But our answers here are going to be negative 7. You can use mental math there. And the other answer here is going to be negative 1 over 3. And there's shortcuts to that. But those are my two solutions. Those are the two. When I plug it in, it will equal 0. All right? So let's try another one, maybe slightly more challenging. And you're thinking, well, great, Mr. Ramos, I've got that other one. But now that you threw this other one, the second one in here, now I'm confused. All right, no worries. Let's go ahead and work out this problem one more time. And we'll work on this one together. I think I need a little music to help motivate me.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
Whew, that was good. So if you caught what I was doing there is I went ahead and moved this 5 over to the other side by subtracting the inverse operation. I know how to solve it when it's equal to 0, but not when it's equal to something else. So I set that up. Now I'm going to do my A, B, C. My A is 3, my B is 14, and my C is negative 5. No AC in the basement. Negative value tells me that one of them is negative and one of them is positive. The fact that my bottom number, my sum, is positive means that the larger one was positive. I know this number is going to be 15 times a negative 1, and when I add it, I get that. My leading coefficient was 3, so I divide by that 3 and reduce when possible. Okay, so there's that one, and this one can't reduce. So my answer here is going to be 3p minus 1. This one's going to be 1p plus 5, and all that equals 0. All right, so for my more advanced students, here are my solutions. P is going to equal 1/3, or P is going to equal negative 5. And so those are the two solutions of my problem. I'm going to do one more here, one more problem. Hopefully you feel like this guy now, and if not, you can go and rewind this and watch it one more time. All right, so I'm going to do this one more problem here, and let's see if we can use all the things that we've learned so far. Forget example 4. All right, so first of all, it's not equal to 0, so I'm going to subtract 99 on both sides. Now 99 over here can give me 0, but over here combines with no other terms, so I just write 6r squared minus 15r minus 99. Now I notice that all three numbers are divisible by a common factor. They're all divisible by Let's see, 3. I can divide out of 3. That gives me 2r squared minus 5r minus 33. Okay, now I know what my a is, I know what my b is, and I know what my c is. Now I'm going to use no AC in the basement. 2 times that's negative 66, the negative 5 on the bottom. You say, Mr. Ramos, I don't know the two numbers that multiply here. So let's write out 66 on the side. That could be 33 times 2. That could be 3 times 11. So those are the three numbers I can work with. And so right off the bat, I see it. A negative up here tells me one's negative, one's positive. The larger one's going to be negative. How about if I try, I don't know, let's go with 11 and 6. That might work. Negative 11, positive 6. Added together gives me that. Yes. Now I divide by my leading coefficient. That doesn't reduce. This one does. Okay, so that tells me my answers are 2r minus 11 times 1r, just say r, plus 3 equals 0. But I can't forget that I divide out of 3 from the beginning. All right. So my solutions, for those who are ready for my shortcut, r is going to equal 11 over 2, and r is going to equal negative 3 or negative 3 over 1. And those are my solutions. Sorry the video took so long, but there is some of that. Hopefully you feel just like this guy. Yes, I think I got it. All right.